If you said to me, hey, I have a CX-5 and a CX-50, which one do you want? I would go for the CX-50 every single time. This is a 2024 Mazda CX-50 Turbo Premium Plus package, and we're gonna go over why that is. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Sparkplug TV. My name is Chris, and I do car reviews for literally everybody, not just car enthusiasts. Before I begin today's video, please do me the biggest favor ever and like this video, comment something down below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so that you get notified whenever I drop a new video, which is whenever I can. Typically Fridays at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for your support. Anyways, yes, like I said in the intro of my video, I would choose the CX-50 every single time. The CX-5 and the CX-50 are both luxury light, compact crossover SUVs, but there's something just a little bit more alluring about CX-50. Technically, they don't differ at all in terms of powertrain, drivetrain, and transmission. They're both powered by either a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated engine or this turbocharged 2.5-liter inline 4-cylinder engine that outputs 256 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque that's then tied to a 6-speed automatic transmission and a standard all-wheel drive drivetrain. This one gets 0 to 60 in 6.4 seconds. They both have torque vectoring as standard, but I just like the way that this one drives a little bit more. Now, the biggest differences between the two is going to be the capability as an SUV, the overall length, and the pricing. Well, technically not the pricing, because there's really only about $1,000 to $2,000 difference between the two, even from a low end and a top end perspective. The top of the line CX-50, this one costs around $44,000, whereas the base model Select is going to be around $31,000. The CX-5 is going to be around $30,000, $30,750 if we're being exact, and then the top of the line Turbo Premium Plus is going to be around $39,000 for the CX-5. So this one is going to be a little bit more expensive, but to me, I would pay that premium. This one is also just a little bit longer in terms of length. It's got about 5 inches on the CX-5, ironically enough, but that doesn't really mean that it's that much bigger in terms of cargo space, because with the trunk open, you only get about 31 cubic feet of storage and 56 with the seats down, which is just a few cubic feet smaller than the CX-5. What the CX-50 does have over the CX-5 is overall towing capacity and capabilities off-road. They're both technically all-wheel drive, but this one comes with a more robust Meridian version, which is just a little bit more off-road capable. Plus, if you look at Mazda's website, it also shows how many different like camping and off-roading and adventurous items that they want you to put on for accessories. This one is also more towing capable, with a overall towing capacity of 3,500 pounds compared to the CX-5's 2,000. And when it comes to overall looks, the CX-50 takes the cake for me every single time. The CX-5 is just a little bit shorter looking, and physically it's shorter. Technically, it is physically shorter, but I really like the way that this looks on the side profile because it's really long, it's really tall, and I really love the front end. The front end is gorgeous. It is a wider kind of CX-90, CX-70 adjacent looking front end. It's a little bit more premium looking than the CX-5, I think. This one just came out in 2023, so it doesn't really need a facelift just yet, and I think it does the modern Mazda the best out of all of them. So typically by now I have already gone over, or supposed to anyway, what's new for this model year. Well, for the 2024 model, not anything at all really. Nothing, I don't think, off the top of my head, and if I forgot any of it, I'll put it down below. But what's going to be really new is for the 2025 model year. Ooh, which technically, if you look at the Mazda website, the 2025 CX-50 is the only one that's on sale now in terms of configurations. What is going to be new for 2025 is a all-new hybrid powertrain. So finally, this is going to be the second, or technically third if we're counting the CX-70, hybrid Mazda. Now, they're not going to make the powertrain. That's going to be up to Toyota, because Toyota is going to give Mazda the RAV4's hybrid powertrain that offers 219 horsepower, which is fine, right? I mean, Toyota borrows from BMW, Mazda borrows from Toyota, whatever, you know? At any rate, standard for 2025 models is going to be the 10.3-inch digital infotainment screen. There is going to be, in all but the base models, the standard wireless phone charging pad, which doesn't really work very well, I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully it improves for the 2025 model year. All right, so on to the interior. I have yet to have a Mazda with the terracotta red color, and I really like it. My favorite aspect, in comparison to the CX-5, is the way that it drives. Now, it does have the same exact power plant that the CX-5 does. I just love the way that this drives over the CX-5. The CX-5 is great for driving. Like, it's peppy, it's quick, it's really nimble around corners and stuff. But there's something about the CX-50 that just feels better to me. I also really love the interior on this one. I love how elongated the dashboard is. I really love the fact that they centered these two vents towards the driver position. You can also move this vent over to you if you need it as well. I really like the fully analog buttons for the HVAC controls. You know, and I really like the stand-up shifter, and then of course it does have the quintessential Mazda controller down here, and then, you know, the auto brake hold and all that good stuff. It's very simple, but it works. Like, it's simple and but it's effective. I will say that there is a bit more body roll when it comes to the CX-50. It is a bigger car. It's a bigger, wider, longer car than the CX-5, but it makes up for it in the suspension. You know, I mean, the suspension, albeit doesn't have any dampening systems, it still does very well for the car. I think the only kind of downside to me in the driving aspect of the CX-50 is going to be in the all-wheel drive drivetrain. Now, it's just a little bit too torquey on the front wheels, and you can feel it, especially when you're steering, and especially if you're steering and accelerating. Like, you can feel how torque heavy it is on the front wheels. That I cannot speak to the CX-5 because I do not remember that, but other than that, the seats are comfortable. There are heated seats in the back. There are vents in the back. It's got a heated steering wheel. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've talked about Mazdas ad nauseum at this point. Like, I don't have anything else to say other than, like, this is the one that I could see myself in. Like, if I had to choose between all of them, this is the one that I would pick for myself because it offers the most in terms of capability. It offers the most in terms of, like, looks, in my opinion. I mean, I like the way that the 3 hatchback looks a lot, but this one is my favorite in terms of exterior looks and interior looks. I love the cross stitching on the dashboard. I love all of these materials on the door panel as well. You know, it's very ergonomically designed. I also, okay, there is one thing I don't like too, is that there's a lot of buttons to the left of the steering wheel that I wish were a little bit more centric, like, to the center console. Oh yeah, and I also don't like the positioning of the cup holder. I mean, look, no car is perfect, right? I never said that this car was perfect. Albeit it has its flaws, it's charming to me, and I appreciate it. I really like this car a lot. For $44,000, like, you get a lot of car. Take this corner. You know, it's not the fastest, but it's still a lot of fun to drive. And the transmission is solid, the drivetrain is solid. I mean, everything about Mazda's drivetrains, powertrains, and transmissions, except for that 8-speed in the CX-70 and the CX-90, the 6-speeds that they use are great. But yeah, for how big it is, I mean, it's pretty confident. It's pretty confident around corners. And this is a good, I think that the CX-50 is a good mixture of capability, drivability, and just a good overall SUV. I mean, next to the CX-5, this is the one that I see the most on the road. So it's definitely selling. Well, anyways, that's all I've got for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon so that you get notified whenever I drop a new video, which is whenever I can. I'm not going to do a final thoughts. I think I got my point across this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Hey, Sparks. Thanks for watching today's video. Do you want more Sparkplug TV content? Then you can choose one of these 3 options right over here. The middle button is to subscribe to my channel, so please do that. Right over here. These 3. I can't see them in real life, but they're right here.